Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Geraldine Ibot and I am a BS Tourism Management student. For this content, I will be reading questions and I will also going to answer it. And all are related with the secret behind keeping Heathrow Airport running. So let's begin. So for number one question, mention 1 to 2 jobs and its job description. As I watched the video, I have identified two types of jobs. We have the flight paramedics and the air traffic controllers. When we say flight paramedic, they are highly trained paramedic that provides care to sick and injured patients in an aeromedical environment on either fixed or rotor wing aircraft. They are typically a flight paramedic who will work with a registered nurse, physician, respiratory therapist, or other paramedics. And when we say air traffic controllers, they are typically do the following: monitor and direct the movement of aircraft on the ground and in the air, control all ground traffic at airport runways and taxiways, issue landing and takeoff instructions to the pilots. For number two question, why is it important to reconcile flight manifest against the boarding pass? Well, flight reconciliation ensures an accurate flight manifest showing the status of all passengers booked on the flight, whether they have boarded, not shown, cancelled, or have been rebooked on another flight. Inaccurate head counts and manifest would mean incorrect computation of tax liabilities for the flights. So for number three question, explain what will you do as an airport staff in case a passenger is not yet boarding. Explain also the most likely place they can be found. So as an airport staff, it is my responsibility to make sure that the passengers should be on board and are being counted before leaving the gate. Just in case a passenger is not yet boarding, his or her name should be announced around the entire airport for him or her to hear and be informed that he or she needs to go on boarding area and get ready to enter the plane. Missing or late-comer passengers are most likely found in duty-free, grocery stores, and souvenir shops. For number 4 question, explain what is considered as a bottleneck in boarding passengers. According to the video, security is the potential bottleneck in the system. More than 100,000 of people and their bags must be scrutinized every day. Observational research on actual passenger behavior during aircraft boarding. Three main bottlenecks are hand luggage, lack of preparation by packs, and communication. Bottlenecks were translated into design solutions to improve boarding experience, solutions for providing a faster and more comfortable boarding process. For number 5 question, what are the items usually not acceptable on board? According to the video, there are things that is prohibited in the airport. We have the strange things such as the meat, spray, drinks, liquids, cream, and any other sharp objects. The following items are completely banned from aircraft and should not be brought to the airport. We have the explosive and incendiary materials. We have the flammable items, gases and pressure containers, matches, oxidizers and organic peroxides, poisons, and infectious materials. So for number 6, explain extradition treaty and how it is handled in the airports. Extradition is the formal process of one state surrendering an individual to another state for prosecution or punishment for crimes committed in the requesting country's jurisdiction. It is typically enabled by a bilateral or multilateral treaty. Some states will extradite without a treaty, but those cases are rare. Extradition treaties help governments bring criminals who have fled their country to justice. An extradition treaty does not guarantee that signatories will work harmoniously on cases. In the United States, the Marshals Service handles the majority of international extraditions. Number 7. Explain how passengers' baggage can reach to the designated aircraft. At the sorting station, baggage handlers load the bags onto carts or into special containers that go right into the plane. Some planes are bulk loaded, meaning the bags are brought up one by one on a conveyor and placed into shelves in the cargo hold. Number 8. How unusual items or baggage be handled. How it affects the airport operation. Well, baggage handling at airports is a process of transfer of baggage from one place to another within the airports, domestic and international. All baggage are being scanned and inspected upon check-in. This is for security purposes. If there's an unusual items on your baggage, you will be put on hold for a moment, and they will ask you to remove all those things, and your baggage handlers will also ask you to go back home, or are you willing to leave and surrender all the unusual things from your luggage. This occurrence will somehow affect the airport operation, but still it depends on the situation. If it is just easy to fix immediately, because it somehow delay some important scheduled airline operations. Number 9. Why illegal photographers are banned in airports. It is not at all illegal to take photographs inside any airport, but some airports ban illegal photographers due to some security reasons. The authorities may restrict in taking photography. And I believe the sign is to prevent plane watchers from gathering at one spot and taking pictures of every aircraft taking off or landing, which, judging by the existence of the sign, it is not how the location is intended to be used. Number 10. Taking the side of both the management and customer. Explain your positive and negative feedback on the wedding proposal happened in Virgin Atlantic counter. So, for the positive feedback, if the customer and the management have an agreement in conducting the wedding proposal, then I think there's nothing wrong with it, for it doesn't take too long time to propose and make the best moment for the two in love individuals. And for my negative feedback, maybe they could just be a disturbance to the people around and to the staffs, and they create too much noise and attention inside the airport. So for number 11, explain why intimate or secret security search is randomly conducted. This is for the sake of the airport security, which refers to the techniques and methods used in an attempt to protect passengers, staff, aircraft, and airport property from accidental or malicious harm, crime, terrorism, and other threats. Aviation security is a combination of measures in human and material resources in order to safeguard civil aviation against acts of unlawful interference. Unlawful interference could be acts of terrorism, sabotage, threat, or life and property, communication of false threat, bombing, and etc. Number 12. Describe the duty of a flight dispatcher. A flight dispatcher assists in planning flight path, taking into account aircraft performance and loading, en route, winds, thunderstorm and turbulence forecasts, airspace restrictions, and airport conditions. Dispatchers also provide a flight following service and advise pilots if conditions changes. Number 13, or for the last number, describe the procedure from the point an airplane is pushed back until it flies. In aviation, pushback is an airport procedure during which an aircraft is pushed backwards away from its parking position, usually at an airport gate by external power. Pushbacks are carried out by special low-profile vehicles called pushback tractors or tugs. Although many aircraft are capable of moving themselves backwards on the ground using reverse thrust, a procedure referred to as a power back. The resulting jet blast or prop wash would cause increased noise, damage to the terminal building or equipment, and hurt airport staff due to high-speed debris. This debris would also be sucked into the engine as it is normally used, and cause excessive wear. A major cause of wear on aircraft engines is during ground use. A pushback is therefore the preferred method when ground handling aircraft. Pushbacks at busy aerodromes are usually subject to ground control clearance to facilitate ground movement on taxiways. Once clearance is obtained, the pilot will communicate with the tractor driver or for a ground handler walking alongside the aircraft in some cases. To start the pushback, to communicate, a headset may be connected near the nose gear. Since the pilots cannot see what is behind the aircraft, steering is done by the pushback tractor driver and not by the pilots, depending on the aircraft type and airplane procedure. A bypass pin may be continually or temporarily installed into the nose gear to disconnect it from the aircraft's normal steering mechanism. Once the pushback is completed, the tow bar is disconnected and any bypass pin removed. The ground handler will show the bypass pin to the pilots to make it clear that it has been removed. The pushback is then complete and the aircraft can taxi forward under its own power. Thank you for watching this video. That's all for today. Bye!